can draw. I can draw. I can paint in watercolor. Hey guys, this is Caleb King of thecalebking.com. You're here at C2E2, and I just want you to say, hey, subscribe to Raze Chaos.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to my channel, and we've got another WWE wrestling video for you today. We have got the Gamestop exclusive Big Boss Man. I remember hating this guy when he first came around. He was, he just kind of came around. He spun his little nightstick, and he would basically after the match was over, he would essentially handcuff his defeated opponent to the ring and to the ropes and everything, and just basically hold him there and beat him with his nightstick. And I think one of the cool things about this guy, the Big Boss Man, Larry Traynor, one, he was actually a Cobb County, Georgia corrections officer. He basically left that to move in there. And one of the things I always found interesting about him was that being his initial run in the WWE, it was still known as the land of the giants. So you didn't really get an idea as to how big this guy was until looking at him alongside everybody else. When he came back during the Attitude Era, it was very, you almost wondered if he hadn't bulked up, but he hadn't. In fact, he was still the same, he still had the same physique. It was just now you had, you know, the Shawn Michaels, the Bret Harts were now the people carrying the company. They didn't have as many giants there, so you really got to see how big of a guy he was. And he he also, when he came back for his second run during the Attitude Era, he'd actually changed his entire look. So instead of wearing the corrections officer outfit, uniform, he was actually wearing more SWAT team related stuff. One of the things I loved during that period of time is when he actually went after the Big Show, where they had just the weirdest little torturing the Big Show over the death of his father. And at one point, the Big Boss Man shows up at the funeral and actually chains the coffin in the back of the car and drives off, which is absolutely in the worst taste. But the Attitude Era, pretty much anything went. One of the things I loved about that was that he actually had a big speaker strapped to the top of the car, and was, you know, barking orders through the big megaphone. And, you know, looking at it, you looked at it and it was an old black and white cruiser that they were using. And it was the Bluesmobile from the Blues Brothers. I was just like, oh my God, there's no way that's an accident. That they are totally taking the piss out of that right there. The cool thing about him is, another cool thing about him was that when he did switch, and when he was in his original look, at one point he switched from being a heel to being a babyface, and he did so seamlessly. Like, people immediately accepted him as being a good guy, even though he, you know, basically handcuffed people to the ring and beat the crap out of them. But once he switched and became an ally of Hulk Hogan, everybody loved him. But yeah, he's had some of the, I believe they actually had a hang me match at one point, where he was actually hung in the Hell in the Cell or something like that. But yeah, a lot of his stuff was pretty gruesome, but and he was a member of the defeats that the Undertaker took during his streak, which it wasn't the best example of one of his matches. It was another Hell in the Cell match, I believe. They had like a dog match at one point where the ring was supposed to be surrounded by a pack of wild dogs, but yeah, these weren't wild dogs. These weren't trained attack dogs. These were just big dogs, and essentially they they were more likely to hump each other, which I do believe they did at one point during that match, and leave little surprises around the ring, which that wasn't the best idea, I don't think. But yeah, we're gonna take this guy out and have a look at him. I really enjoy the detail on this guy that they put in with this. This is a GameStop exclusive, if I haven't already mentioned that. But yeah, he's got the short cropped hair. They really did do a great job of recreating that look, even having Big Boss Man written across his name tag, holding his nightstick. You got the sunglasses, which during promos you never saw him without them. He was actually a member of the NWO when he went to WCW, but then quickly when that didn't quite work out, I do believe he was the guy in the NWO that would that basically wouldn't basically turned against them. He was going to be the good guy, the guy that didn't want to be part of the gang anymore, kind of bringing back the whole Big Boss Man, which when he originally turned heel, the whole reason when he turned face after being a heel originally in WWE, he basically went face when he refused to accept a bribe from the $1 Million Man. So again, I mean, a lot of what he did was so easily believable. It was just like, okay, this is a corrections officer who likes to beat people down. There's no stretch of the imagination there. It's just like, a lot of them are accused of that anyway. And not accepting a bribe as an officer of the law, like, that made sense. Everything that they actually had him do made sense all the way up until the Attitude Era, where they just kind of drove off into the ditch and anything went. But yeah, with the outfit, the nightstick, this is a really great addition to the WWE collection that I have going. And gotta say, I was initially hesitant about getting him because I was never really a huge fan of his. But now that I have him, I'm glad I've got him. It was one of those things where it was just like, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I'd even underestimated him as far as popularity, as far as his in-ring ability. Yeah, it was just, now that I have him, I don't understand why I hesitated. But but as for his fate, yeah, this is another one of those found dead in his hotel room. And he was one of those guys that actually kept his private life and his personal life, or his private life and his wrestling life, as separate as possible. So there was never any big drama going on behind there. And it was really a shame, because I know he was a father, and I just hope that the family was able to get along well after he was gone. But yes, he was another case of a wrestler who dealing with the pain that they went through at that point, especially at that point, not being able to make it. So died too young, and certainly remembered. I know he's a Hall of Famer, and well deserved. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here now. I look forward to seeing you back again next week. I know it is Christmas, but yeah, it'll be right after Christmas, so I don't even have to interrupt your holidays for this crap. I won't interrupt your holidays with my crap. Maybe. You never know when I'm coming. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, and never forget, life is full of odd moments, and you never forget, and I'm gonna start over again. I am so. Never forget, life is full of odd moments, and you never know when you're going to be defined.